Hello and welcome to today's little taster. Learn to say no and mean it. Hi, I'm Selina Stone, a Master Life Coach and Casting Director, here to guide you into playing the role that you would like in life and not just on a TV screen. Yes, you can make it happen whenever you take the appropriate action. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go. How can you confidently respond when someone makes a request you'd prefer not to accommodate? Today's article shares some ideas that you can use to make sure you don't find yourself doing something you'd very much prefer not to do. So, the question has just been posed. Pause. Was your inclination to say yes, even though there's a voice deep down saying no? Well, let's raise the volume on that voice. What possible reasons could there be for saying no? It's beyond your means. It's beyond your comfort level. You have no interest. Identify all the reasons you have for saying no. Identify which stem from a lack of confidence versus a sincere disinterest in fulfilling the request. What would happen if you said yes? Perhaps you would be considered a team player. It would make your boss happy. Your visibility with higher-ups would be improved. It comes down to a simple cost-benefit, really. Would the discomfort involved in saying yes outweigh the benefits of possibly going along with the request? Or do the benefits outweigh your temporary discomforts? The role of guilt, saying no, is hard for many of us. Guilt often comes into play. Whether this guilt has its foundation in religion, a proper upbringing, or a worldview that simply says it's not nice to say no, we often recognise it and make decisions we'd rather not be making based upon it. Saying no. You've made the decision. After scientifically weighing the results of your cost-benefit analysis, do honestly say no. Well, go ahead and say it clearly and self-assuredly in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye and do it. Just say no. Say it like you really mean it, and then say it again as you would to whomever made the request of you. When you pretend you're speaking to the person who made the request, does it come out differently? Practice and experiment with different ways to say no until you find one you're comfortable with. Then go and say no. And after you say no, if you're used to giving in to others, then guess what? After all that practice, you may just be surprised to find that they are not willing to accept it. They may push, rephrase the question, or make a new, not altogether different request. Be prepared for this. Know your boundary. What are you willing to do? Revisit the questions you asked yourself before. What would happen if you said no or yes? If you are serious about saying no, then stick to your guns. Tell the individual making the request that you would appreciate it if they respected your wishes, and ask them to refrain from pursuing it further. If you are comfortable expressing your reasons why, then do so, speaking from your personal perspective. Some tips on how to say your no. Well, we have the wet lettuce no. If you're going to say no, you must say it in a way that means no. Saying no in a quiet, unassuming voice is like a handshake that's floppy and limp. By saying no in a non-confident manner, it will make you feel as though you have got to convince the other person about your decision and the reasons why you've said it. Then we have the Mr. Angry no. This is at the other end of the spectrum in how to say no. It is done in an aggressive manner and usually said with contempt. It's not an effective way to communicate your no. Here are a couple of examples. No, I'm not doing that rubbish. You've got to be joking, aren't you? No, I wouldn't lower myself to do that piece of work. And then we have the assertive no. This is the best way to say no. It is firm, yet polite voice. No, I will not be able to do that for you. Also, if you want to say the reasons why, just keep it short and sweet. For example, no, I will not be able to do that for you. I will be having my hair done at that time. Use effective body language. When saying no, remember the power of non-verbal communications. Look the person in the eye when you say the no. Shake your head at the same time as saying no. Stand up tall. Use a firm tone in your voice. No. When all is said and done, don't forget that when anyone asks a question of you, you are perfectly okay to say, "Can I think about that and get back to you?" No one should be pressurised into giving an immediate answer. Even if the delay is only a couple of minutes, it will give you some time to think it through and to gather your thoughts. It will also give you some time to think about how you're going to say it, the words to use and your body language. Saying no exercise. Practice makes perfect, as they say. So, over the next 7 days, what I'd like for you to do is to start to say no more often. So whether it is the double glazing salesman, the cold call, would you like your fries with that, or the shop assistant, practice saying no to one person for at least the next 7 days. You will be an expert come the end of the week, and what will happen? You will feel much more confident and proud. You will find that practice makes perfect. The more you confidently say no, the easier it becomes. Others will respect your wishes and start to take you seriously the first time you say no. You won't find yourself doing things you never wanted to do in the first place. How cool would that be? You'll have more time to focus on the things you do want to be involved in. So get ready to start saying your no's. The list goes on and on from there. Well, that's all we have time for today. If you enjoyed this article and you'd like to develop your skills even further, then please go to selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. There you can download all of the 11 general awareness courses that have been prepared especially for you to do, not only in your business life but in your personal one also. As always, until next time, be lucky.